Next speaker is in his second season as wide receivers coach at Tulane. He's been part of staffs that went to 5 bowl games and won 5 conference championships in his coaching career. He's worked with Willie Fritz dating back to 1984, when both were in their first stints at Sam Houston State. He's also worked with Fritz at Central Missouri and Blinn Junior College. Tulane, coming off of a win over Army, had a bye week, and now they'll take on Tulsa in a big American Athletic Conference game Saturday at Yeoman Stadium. Please give a warm welcome to Coach Jeff Conway. Jeff.
Thank you very much to the Sports Foundation for allowing us a platform to talk about Tulane football, and again, congratulations to the award winners. Very impressive credentials. As Ken said, my name is Jeff Conway. I'm sorry for my voice. We just got out of practice. I was encouraging the young men. I do coach the wide receivers. I think Todd Graffinini came and talked to you last week about our win over Army. And I just got to touch on it a little bit because we're very proud of our team for what they did. Coming off a loss in Oklahoma, how we approached the Army game was critical. And without 2 big runs offensively, we really didn't do much offensively until the last drive. And to be honest with you, defensively, we were having trouble stopping their dive in their belly. They were going 4 yards a pop, and they just kept doing it. I was telling somebody a little bit earlier they made a mistake and they threw a pass down near the end zone, and we intercepted it. Otherwise, I'm pretty sure they'd have scored again. But as it was, we were ahead. We were down by 4 points. Excuse me. We were down by 4 and down by 3. I'm sorry. And we got the ball back with 5 minutes and change to go, and had about 75 yards to go. And danged if we didn't. And here's the other thing that I complimented the receivers on. In the first 3 plays, we had a wide open receiver on a post route, and the quarterback got chased out of the pocket. We dropped a ball on 2nd down, and we dropped a ball on 3rd down. So things weren't looking real rosy after 3 plays of this drive. And on the 4th and 10, 4th and 9, I guess, the quarterback scrambled out and got a 1st down. And we proceeded to go on a 21-play drive where we converted on 3 4th down situations. Jonathan Banks, our starting quarterback, scored a touchdown with 23 seconds to go. And the sideline was absolutely beside itself. We were just overwhelmed with that drive. And I can't sit here and tell you it was a signature win. I don't think anybody feels like that. I think going into our off week, I think everybody feels good about the direction we're heading. But we've had those things happen against us multiple times, not only since I've been a football coach, but a couple times here at Tulane. We lost the Navy game by 2. Well, Tulsa this last weekend, our upcoming opponent, felt some of that wrath of Navy this past weekend. And it was critical that our kids responded the right way, and believe me, we complimented them multiple times that they did. So we got healthy this last week in our open date. We got to do some recruiting in this open date. We're currently getting ready for Tulsa this weekend at 3 o'clock here at Yeoman. We're as healthy as we've been in a long time. Our quarterback situation has kind of been hit and miss. Jonathan Banks, number 1, won the job in preseason camp, and then in the 2nd game of the year, after beating Grambling when we were playing Navy, he made it 17 plays and then was knocked out of the game, and he was out the rest of that game and out for the Oklahoma game. So the kids of all the offense have seen 3 different quarterbacks. Now that's just kind of the nature of the beast, but Jonathan is healthy now for the Tulsa game. Tulsa's an interesting opponent because this is going to be the meat of our American Athletic Conference schedule, so it's critical for us. Last year we went to Tulsa and they got after us pretty good, and I'm sure the kids weren't very excited about that, what happened to us last year. I know the coaches weren't. So Tulsa's hit a bit of a roadblock. Tulsa got beat by Oklahoma State, then beat Louisiana Lafayette in a tough win, and then got beat at the buzzer by both New Mexico and Toledo. Well, now they played Navy this past weekend while we were resting, and Navy got after him. Tulsa jumped out 14-0, and Navy proceeded to get the option going and steamrolled him for about 500-something yards on total offense. The end result is we've got a Tulsa team coming in here that's lost 3 in a row. So we don't take anything for granted at Tulane. So, and the kids are not, I can assure you, the kids are not sitting there thinking they've arrived. We're 2-2. We feel like we're in a good position. We feel like we match up well with Tulsa. Defensively, they returned most of their starters, and they're struggling right now. And we'd like them to continue those struggles this coming Saturday at 3 o'clock. Offensively, they had a 4-year starter last year in Dane Evans, and he was very good, and he hurt us last year. This replacement quarterback named President that they've got is a different type of quarterback, and so they're running the football for about 311 a game, but not throwing it near as much and with as much success as they did last year. So they're, I'm sure, doing some searching, trying to find out who they are as a football team, and it'll be a good situation, I think. Again, we feel like we're in a good place getting ready for this game. We had a game plan in last week for 2 of our practices already for Tulsa, and we were polishing that off again today and tomorrow and finishing up Thursday, and I feel like we're ready to go. Is there any questions that I might be able to answer about our season or this upcoming game against Tulsa?
Coach, do you feel advantaged or disadvantaged with Tulsa playing Navy with a sort of similar option offense? So you get to see their defense, but they get to look at the offense. Do you feel there's an advantage either way?
It's a great question because, I mean, we looked at it before they played Navy, and here they've gotten to face some option teams prior to us, and they got to prepare for what we're going to give them some. And I think it's I don't know that it's a disadvantage because one of the things about Navy, it happened against the Army, it happened against us playing Navy. When you play those option teams that are good like that, they take your soul away somewhat. I mean, they just keep coming at you. In the Army game, I'm sure Todd talked about last weekend, they had the ball for 40 minutes. We had the ball for obviously the remaining of the time, 20-some minutes. So there were times where I went back and talked to the receivers. Coach Curtis and I were talking about talking to the kids in between series. I went back to them 3 times and talked to them because there was such a long period of time where we were on the field. I do think that Navy is very physical. And I saw a bunch of kids for obviously I watched the game. I saw a bunch of kids from Tulsa getting carted off, and I especially in the fourth quarter, and I share their pain in terms of preparing. So I think that again, I like our chances. I think we're in a good position right now. I'm disappointed that they got to see the option, but I'm sure we'll have some other things for them too. Any other questions? Yes, sir.
Hey, Coach Conway.
How you doing?
I'd say it's a signature win only in the sense that when a team has the ball 2/3 of the time, and we don't. Because in the past, that's usually when Tulane hangs their head. And so I think y'all did a spectacular job in keeping the kids into the game.
Well,
Secondly, when you coach them for blocking, and the kids know that the ball is coming to the outside because they changed the play at the line of scrimmage, do you have a designated person they block, or do they just block at the point of attack if it's going outside?
No, they have a designated person they have to block, and we a lot of times have 2 or 3 plays called at the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback chooses one. So we've got about 5 or 8 seconds to decide not only who to block, but what leverage to block him. And so that's part of his job as a receiver, is to know that and attack it appropriately. And we technique it all the time. So yes, that is a big part of the job. I do think, in regards back to the Navy game, or the Army game that you referred to, you know, us taking that drive down the field like we did, I think gave our kids confidence, and that has to carry forward. I know this, when I left to go recruiting Wednesday, man, I felt good about myself. So I'm sure that the coaches, and the players felt good about themselves too. And I think that carries, especially high school and college athletics, not so much pro, but I think that carries a long way. If you think you got a chance to be successful, you can get the ball rolling, and that's what we're hoping for right here. Any other questions? Thank you very much.